Hey, everybody. Welcome. Oh, Mark,
Hey,
welcome. That's pretty.
yeah, that helps me center a little bit. Okay.
Is
I was
that a
having
cowbell?
computer hell, and so I was a little bit frantic because I couldn't get on and all that stuff, but I'm okay.
Yeah, I was just watching Pam Gregory talk about the energies that we'll be having the rest of this year and next year are similar to what happened in 1859, which is when all the telegraph systems went out.
Oh,
So she's saying, technical issues like crazy.
oh,
Lots
great.
of tech. Yeah. Fun, fun, fun.
It's like that movie that just came out on Netflix that with Julia Roberts, but that's like a big technical failure that movie's about.
Yeah.
And the internet,
Really?
everything going down because the satellites, they don't really explain completely, but they can't use their computers or their phones or the television, like everything goes.
Yeah. Yeah, so are you set up for any of that if everything goes?
No, like I don't have a generator or anything.
I don't either.
I would like to get one, but the hard thing is getting it put in. You have to like get a team. And I have so many things that I need helpers to do. My
Yeah.
water pressure's not working because I guess the pipes have corroded since, when the house was built 1,000 years ago. And I can't figure out who do I get to do that. They have to dig up the ground, and so there's that. And my heater and my air conditioning's not working, so everything's broken.
Yeah. This
It's,
is from what I understand, this is the time of year that this happens. And that's always happens. Like I can always judge mercury by my dishwasher.
yeah,
It'll
because
go out for a
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, last year at this time, my pipes froze like right at Christmas week, and I had to go through. I had all those pipes replaced. So now I'm going. Why isn't the water coming through though? And then I called the city. And they came. They said, "Well, it's not." I said, "Is it leaking?" No, it's not leaking because I had a big old leak before. And they just said, "It looks like your pipes are probably just corroded." So I think it's the pipes that go from the water meter. I don't know.
It's always a joy, always a joy.
That's
So
like, well, how do I find somebody? It's not like even on the internet, I don't even know what to put in. Like, who digs holes to fix pipes? I don't, who
yeah.
does even. So, anyway, that's the hardest part. Find
Yeah.
somebody.
Oh, Kimberly Night Night is wishing you lots of happy helpers. You deserve it,
Yeah,
Mark.
I
He
sure.
does, doesn't he? He does everything for everybody.
And I don't know how to do any of that. So,
Yeah. Sun Psychic Jean is here giving you love.
hi,
Everybody's loving on you.
Jean.
I know. She's so sweet. Hey, Jay. How are you? Joyful Journey loves your African royalty Santa hat.
A little leopard hat.
That is, I love that. I love anything with a
I just
leopard.
got hat hair, so I had to put a hat on. I thought I'd wear this one.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody. Annie's here. Karen Doyle. Viviani's here. Wiki. That's a good crowd.
Yeah,
Man.
maybe I need to go like to Roto Rooter. Is that what you're saying, Wiki? Is that who I would look up?
Really? Roto Rooter?
Rooter, that's the name.
And away goes
Goes
troubles down the
down the
drain.
drain. But that isn't really about bringing water in here. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, Annie Bear said they just had a plumber come. Okay. Thank you guys.
yeah. We've
That,
got services that take care of them here because our city's so old. We've still got the old clay pipes because my house is like 97 years old, I think,
uh,
something like that.
yeah.
And they're coming around house by house. They're coming and digging up the ground, and most of it's on city property, so they pay.
Well, I
Yeah,
would like that. I just need somebody says, yeah, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
It's less about me getting it done or paying for it. I just need to find some. That's the hard part. And since I haven't been here very long, and I don't have any relatives or any friends, I don't have anybody to say, do you know how to get this done? I think I'm going to go over to my neighbor's house because he usually knows all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
say,
That's a good idea.
do you know
Find
something? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, find somebody in the neighborhood. We had a lot of issues, like when my husband passed, and then I bought this house. It's a little bit smaller than our other house, and I wanted a fresh start. And so we moved in here. I didn't know you were supposed to unhook your hoses. I
Oh,
froze my water line. I froze all sorts of stuff. I was a princess. I didn't know any of that stuff.
yeah, I don't either. Like, last year my pipes froze. That's the first time ever because I always lived in Southern California.
Yeah.
And I even did the things like drip the water and opened up the cabinets, but they still froze. But the horrible part was they burst without me realizing it
Oh,
because, it, I just thought they were frozen. But meantime, water was just pouring out underground.
oh gosh, that's expensive here.
It was like thousands of gallons of water. And that I
Yeah.
didn't realize was happening. Then I've had finally somebody come over and we opened up my storm cellar, which is horrible, scary, and
Ugh.
it was a swimming pool in there.
Uh,
It was up to the door. I went, oh, well, that's interesting.
well, Wiki says she thinks there's something you can pour down your drains to clear the pipes of gunk.
Really?
Yeah, that is eco-friendly.
Oh, I'm gonna look
Mhm.
it up too.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
tiny
right.
trickle though. Now it's just getting worse and worse. Today to just get water for the dogs it took me like 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
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 Hi, Priscilla from Turo Lounge.
Hi, Priscilla. How are you? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm going
Brenda's
on our
here.
channel tomorrow night if I'm still living.
You'll be living.
My
You're from
computer's working. I'll be there at 8 o'clock on Priscilla's channel.
Aw.
8 o'clock
Oh,
Eastern. I think it's 7 Central. Yeah.
yeah. Grace says baking soda, vinegar, and vinegar for the pipes. Clear the gunk out, but won't clear out the calcium.
And
Oh,
I think has happened is there's calcium.
yeah.
But I
Do you
guess,
have
well, and plus I already had my kitchen pipes redone. So it's not right at the sink. It's the city thinks it's the pipes that run from the city to the house. So I think it's out those pipes because I had all the pipes in the kitchen already replaced a year ago this week. So I don't think it's that. But anyway, so I don't think it's like plugged up pipes, or it's like older pipes that I didn't replace, probably that's
Yeah.
outside now. But anyway, who the heck knows?
Oh, I love this, Greg. Coca-Cola eats all, good and bad.
Yeah, it's done a number on my pipes, but
That's the truth. A friend of mine used to have something, it was like a hole in their esophagus that they go out to dinner sometimes, they just start coughing. It would stick in there. If he had a drink of lukewarm Coca-Cola, gone. No problems.
oh wow. Yeah, I already had the city out with Annie Bear. They looked, and they're the ones that told me that the pipes, that there's nothing wrong as far as the city part, that it's just probably old pipes. Because they told me it happens all the time to everybody who has old houses. Eventually, you have to do that. So.
Yeah. Priscilla's saying, I wish you were in Illinois, Mark. You'd have to get a restraining order on me. I'd be on your doorstep every day.
Ah, that's
That
sweet.
sounds like fun.
Illinois,
That's
not too
sweet.
far apart.
Yeah. Oh, Kimberly Night Night's asking if your toilet works.
Yes, that still works, and I can kind of the shower's still working. It's a little irritating, but I can take a shower. But like the bathroom sink, it's just like a tiny, like a thread stream,
Yeah.
and the kitchen is a little thread stream. So
Ugh. Yeah.
So
What
it
a
doesn't make any
hassle.
sense whatsoever. I had to have a new water heater put in. It's just one thing after another. I probably should have bought a different house rather than this old one, but oh well.
I'm sure it's really cute.
It's not really. It's the house I grew up into, so it's older than me because it was here. My grandparents owned it before that. So it's a house I know because I grew up. My mom told me it was falling apart though, but I still,
Yeah.
at the time, it was easier than to move here and try to find a place because I just needed to move, and get in. So anyway,
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
and then my
Yeah.
brother died too during all that. So you do know we had the same kind of a thing. It's like now I'm in a new house without my partner who knew how to do all of that. And I was Princess Periwinkle and I never knew how to do nothing.
Right?
He would do everything like that. I would just go, and he'd go fix it. He used to say, Mark, if I'm not here, what are you going to do? Because you don't know how to do nothing. And I'd be going, okay. And now it's all coming to roost.
Yeah. Every time I'd start to paint a room or do something, he would take it out of my hands and start doing it.
Yeah. That's about the only thing I can do is paint. I mean, I
Yeah.
can do that kind of stuff, but any kind of tools and that,
Yeah. You two are so like siblings, Annie Bear says. Twins. We had, yeah, um, everything I'd start to do, he'd do. But I could run a business. I had a couple of businesses, but
yeah.
I was no good around the house.
Yeah, I can do all that kind of stuff, and I could memorize a play and do it for weeks and entertain, teach, channel, all that, but don't the whole tools repairing. No. And plus, just I will naturally do it the wrong way first or something because I just don't have that thing or something. It's so
Yeah.
weird. But you usually pair up with somebody that's opposite. So, at least I had a partner that knew how to do all that for a long, long time. Well, for 41 years. But I'm still as helpless as ever.
And he's saying, "Me too."
Yeah, I'm just a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. It's
both.
nice when you balance each other out, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. I don't mind it. I didn't mind not doing that stuff at all. Not at all.
No, I didn't want to or nothing. That was always the hardest thing about the being an animal keeper is that it was real butch, hard labor, fixing, bang. And I was never good at any of that because I'm just, Princess Periwinkle, and I'm just not particularly like to get dirty and then for 30 years, I just worked with poop all over me. So there you go. It was like,
Yep.
I was willing to go there for the animals, but really, that was like a natural thing for me to do, like, all that hard labor. I'm
Uh,
more do it for me, please, kind of.
right. Miss May, that's so sweet. You two sounded like a well-balanced couple, opposites attract. Right,
Well,
Miss May? Yeah. It's not easy, is it? You
no,
got everything else going on in the world, and then these obstacles appear, and it's like, "Whoa, what you talking about? I can't do all that."
right.
But
And
we
I
figured out.
having a partner and being in a partnership, and so that's why I was in one for decades. So I think it would have been different if I had been more. And I am really an independent-minded person, but I
Sure.
still liked having somebody at home and a home kind of thing. So it probably would have been easier if I hadn't have been so much. I really like that thing. So
I do too. Yeah, I like that. I like that tribe thing.
yeah, and just having
Yeah.
somebody home, having dinner, having I can go out and do all kinds of stuff on my own, but then I still like to come home to like have a person or something. So I do miss that.
Yeah.
But I'm also fiercely independent at the same time, which is probably good for me now because I tend to just do instead of wait. I'll just do stuff if I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I will too. I'll just get it done as best as I can, but, I'm not so great at, um I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, I know, Terry. I'm like that too. If it doesn't interest me, it's harder, to get it accomplished.
Yeah. Yeah. I see condos in our futures.
only, the only thing that would keep me from it is the whole idea of moving
And
again.
animals, a lot of times you can't take your animals.
No, and I have six. So, and the good thing about this property, I mean, I like the house and everything. It's an old 100-year-old house, but it's huge, way too big for one person. But it's on two lots, so there's an additional lot that's empty, and I have it all fenced in, so it's great for my animals.
Yeah.
That part is great, and they have a huge area that's their home, and so it'd be harder to find that again. And plus, it was really expensive to fence the property with redwood, so I already paid all that. So I probably won't move.
Yeah. I think it's all going to get figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, after Christmas, I'll buckle down and figure it all out. Just this week is not a great week to. Plus, it was raining here nonstop, so it's not the best week to get everybody to come fix all my stuff.
You
If I
guys got that.
have to.
Yeah. You guys got that big front end, didn't you, Mark?
That big what?
Didn't you get a big front? Or that was Florida that got that, didn't they?
Yeah, we had those
Yeah.
tornadoes come through last week, but it just brought a lot more rain. It's been raining a lot though, and it's warm, so it's not really like Christmas at all. It's like spring maybe. It's because the temperatures are really warm, and so then it just rains. I would much rather have snow at this time of year.
Yeah. I do like the snow.
I don't
Right.
know.
Bright Shining Ray says, once you fix the basics, you won't have to fix them again.
Thank you so much, Bright Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah. I did a new roof this year and a bunch of other stuff, but I've got other things to do.
Yeah,
Sharon Donnelly wants to know where you live.
in Kentucky, Frankfort, Kentucky, actually, the capital of Kentucky. Most
Oh,
people think
funny.
Louisville's the capital, but it isn't. It's Frankfurt.
I bet it's beautiful.
It's a tiny town. It's really small for like a capital city. It's really rural, and we're on the river, the Kentucky River, so it's like an old river town. It's old, little. Of course, the governor lives here, and the Capitol building, all that's here, but it's still very small. We just had our our governor got reelected. Yay. Democratic governor, Andy Bashir. And last week was his inauguration, which happened to be on my trash day. So the trash didn't come. And so my trash can's been out there now for a week going, is the trash ever coming? It's like, and of course, it was the week that I let it go one week. So then I had double trash this week. And of course, they haven't come. And so I'm afraid to bring them in because as soon as I do, they'll show up.
Right.
It's like, really? It's all that kind of energy. But that's sort of like that energy's just been like that for a while. Like, it's that up and down. I
Yeah.
just kind of keep going, but it's like, all right, there's a lot of little stop and do this, let's stop and do this, let's stop and just like today, not being able to get on the internet.
Yeah. Opportunities to balance, right?
Right.
Well, and today, quite honestly, or yesterday, last night when I emailed you, it was like I looked at StreamYard for today and it said December 31st, New Year's Eve. And I was like, we didn't do that. You were on my calendar for today.
We weren't going to really do a New Year's Eve day, I don't think. Probably
No.
that would have been our first choice. So I was going, well, I had it down. I already had it on my board here that it was today at 2. But I didn't see your message last night. I didn't see it today, and I got up really late. And I was really slow getting up. I went, oh no. And then anyway, it's been one.
Well, today was a good day to sleep in. I slept until 8 and then I went and made coffee and a cup of tea and had it all in bed and gave
Mm,
myself a facial. It was one of those quiet mornings.
I
So
need a facial. I got to tell you that. I had coffee and I went in the kitchen to make my coffee, and my dear precious kitty cat Merryweather had unrolled half a roll of paper towels to make herself a fine bed. She unrolled them all, ripped them into little bits. Like literally, I just had a brand new roll. She took half of it, and there's a big old, large, nesty bed that she made for herself while I was asleep.
I love that.
My
Oh,
pets are always doing something.
right. Kimberly says someone will show up to help you, the exact right person. Yeah, my cat's been up howling every night. Um,
Yeah.
it's been he wants to go outside and it's been 30 some degrees out and I'm like, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. My cats are eating like there's no tomorrow. They act like, because it's winter, so they're stocking up, I guess. But they're literally eating twice as much kibble as normal, where they just like, oh, we have to, because you'll probably stop feeding us when winter comes, so we better stock up.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's what I do too. Once winter starts hitting, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, let's make some soups and get some good bread and
Well, it's kind of natural for us to put, I think back in the way back, you naturally want to put weight on before the winter because food would be more scarce. So you try to build up, a little bit. So I think, I always think, how come I always gain weight every time? Like right around, part of that is that, I think, because your body
yeah.
remembers that idea of, oh, we better stock up a little,
Yeah. Epigenetics, definitely. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
know my cats always have that memory. Oh, winter's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. My cat is definitely doing some stuff. So, all right, everybody. Well, you want to answer some questions today
We
or
might as well, since we went to the trouble of coming on.
since we got here, all dressed up and no place to go.
Yeah, got my hat on, and
I was going to wear my little Burberry. I got a fake Burberry at the thrift store
oh,
um, thing, but it's just too hot. It's 50 degrees here today.
see, this is what I'm telling you. Where's Christmas? Where's
Can't wear my fake Burberry.
like okay. You can't ever wear a coat or sweater. Back when I was a kid here in this very same house, it would have been covered in snow by this time of year, and it would have been snowy all through the holidays, and I mean a lot of snow when I was a kid. Now we never, if we have a flake, it's a miracle. It's so weird because
Yeah.
the climate is just completely changed. But I don't like it so warm. Like, it'll probably be 70 on Christmas. I'm like, what?
Oh, I know. It's 50 today. It's
Yeah.
51 and sunny right now. I've got my windows open.
Yeah.
Um, Book
Here,
Bewitched
looks like
is
it's
asking.
Yeah.
Brenda's saying she's okay. She went to the ER. They got down. She's been drinking gobs of green tea. Is this your daughter, Brenda? I hope everything's okay, dear. So, okay. We'll go ahead and go into this with Book Bewitched and then let me know if everything's okay in the chat, please, Brenda.
50
Okay.
degrees is freezing in California. That's true. We would be so spoiled. Oh, it's so cold, and it would really not be cold at all in California. We acted like, oh, we got to put a jacket on. Ooh.
Yeah. We used to live down in Florida. I remember seeing the tourists when they'd come down in the winter and they'd start laughing at us because we'd be all bundled up in everything we owned.
Everything. Oh, we're having our winter. Yeah, okay, you guys.
Yeah. They'd have their bathing suits on the beach. Book Bewitched. 2-year-old Zelda Moon cat was tolerant of nurses and delivery. Now she hates sister-in-law, who's good. And now my new cleaner. She slashes, bites, screams, growls. Terrifying. What is she thinking? And Book Bewitched, thank you for giving us her age and name and what kind of cat she is, or cat or dog. That's a great way to do that. so much easier.
So, so you have nurses that come to you, right? Book Bewitched, I think. Um, and so you're talking like when people come over, she was tolerant of like the nurses or deliveries, but now she's wigging on people. For a 2-year-old, that's pretty.
Is she having any problems in the house of going to the bathroom or anything? Book Bewitched? Or is she using her litter? Oh, she's a tiny Maine Coon. Ooh, how cute. Those are adorable. That's my pen.
So she kind of like acts out even without any provocation. Like somebody comes over and she goes into biting and scratching and stuff. It's pretty.
She's perfectly happy and healthy without him. Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on, Zelda Moon? Well, it feels like part of it is her personality, that she's kind of a little pill a little bit. Um, like it's like acting out or showing out a little bit. It almost feels like a little show for you, or like a performance almost.
She says just for those two that come over.
But never tried to kill. Yeah, that's very weird. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that.
Mhm.
What are you hearing, Teri? You getting anything?
I'm getting that she's really being protective. You're her person, passion. I don't know if you can see the kitty cats there,
Yeah.
hugging on each other. She wants to be the one taking care of you, to nurture you through this. And something about mindfulness. So I don't know if she doesn't like something about them, or if she believes that I'm hearing the word upsurp, like she's the princess and somebody's coming in trying to be the princess.
Right.
um
Well, and plus she also wants to know, everybody, that you have a guard cat. It's kind of like, don't get it twisted, because I am here and I am ready. Uh, she's very independent. I get this card, and this really is ringing true with me. Independence on your own, but she's got a strong sense of herself. Um, and she's acting like a guard cat.
mhm.
Um, it could be that she's been a dog too in another time, but she has a lot of that kind of, I'll protect you, I'll guard you, I'll scare them away. It's quite interesting, because you would normally kind of think of that more like a dog, but she's sort of, doing that. Um, she don't particularly like the new cleaner, I don't think. There's something about that's a little like, what's this? And just when anybody comes in, she thinks it's important that she's acknowledged and recognized. Um, so especially like your sister-in-law, you know, make sure she says hi and stuff like that.
Are you letting her know that they're coming over before they come over and making a plan with her?
Yeah, I was wondering about that because she seems surprised by it, and she don't really like surprise visits or something.
Yeah. And I'm kind of getting is your house cleaner, is she a little not toxic by any means, but is she real high energy? There might be something there with that energy.
She also has to. She's looking to trust the people, and so she needs to create a thing about trust. And it's not quite there yet. So she's very never had a cat who pretends. Sure, we'll set up a toy and stalk it. She bops me, plays games. Yeah, she's. It's a lot of it's her personality. Book Bewitched. It's um, it's more about her being her than actually this person being negative or something. It's just her showing herself, kind of. She's got a lot of personality, but it's about protection. She thinks she's your protector.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I think it'll get better. Um, as she sees them a little more. That's what it feels like. She was being dramatic too, kind of. I think she's dramatic anyway, like the way you talk about her playing and stuff. She has a lot of dramaticness.
Yeah. Lots of passion.
Yeah,
Yeah. She has ownership of you too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a
She's the owner.
little bit of an actress there, a little bit of performative. I feel like a little bit.
Yeah.
But of course, we don't want her biting people. That's not good. So tell her don't bite people, um, and scratch them and stuff like that. That's so ballsy of a cat to go right up to somebody like that. But we can take it down a notch. Zelda Moon, is that what it was? Her name is, I think, Zelda Moon. We can pull it back, pull it in a little bit. That's what I'm telling her. Yeah, we all know you're the one, um, but you don't have to be so dramatic about it. So she's here listening and looking, um, considering, um, but she's has a very strong personality, which I'm sure you know. She's going to always have a strong personality. Now she's only 2, so she's kind of, just now coming into her adult cat energy from a baby cat. It takes a little while to grow out of that. It's all going to work out. I think that was sort of, unless she's just repeatedly doing it with your cleaner. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm sure you've tried treats too, but I don't know if the cleaner if you can buy some special treats the cleaner can give to her when she comes in, like some dried salmon skin or something special.
She almost got them a little bit confused or something. I don't think it's the same feeling with your sister-in-law as it was with the other. the new employee, that seems like she needs to test her out and everything. But the other thing was like, who are all these people? Or like just showing up or something. So that was sort of like a surprising, okay, I've had it, just kind of clearing out the space and stuff. She has a very strong, personality and individuality, which I think you encourage, which is great. But, she's going to be that kind of kitty cat, which is, performative and doing stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just don't want her to bite people.
Yeah. Annie Bear said she used to bring treats when she had her house cleaning business. Yeah.
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 That's going to all kind of even itself out. Mostly she's doing it for you to show you what a wonderful cat she is and how good she is at maintaining the space, she thinks.
Well, she is madly in love with you. She does own you. So
Yeah.
she takes that ownership, you know. And I like that. I'm finally figuring out that mindless card. I think that is about having the talk with her and letting her know, and
Yeah, that does always help. And I know it always sounds a little weird when I say this, but just talk to her. Just get quiet, center, quiet yourself. Imagine that she's sitting in front of you, even if she's not in the room. She don't really have to be, because it's spirit to spirit, really. And then just say, I'd like to talk to you, and tell her a little story, and she might respond. Mostly she'll be listening. But, the pets want to live up to your expectations to them. I say that all the time. They're really looking to be of service and to be your good companion. So if you make it clear to them and kind of explain it, that a lot of times makes a big difference, because it's just been a miscommunication, or you just didn't tell them. She does feel like she has to protect you, and she feels like she has to be between you and them. Like, I don't know if you're able to get around as easily or something, but it feels like she needs to be between you and them, kind of a thing, and that she'll go there because you can't get there fast enough or something like that. That's very funny. Like, I didn't get her, your daughter got her, but then she said, no, I'm going to be with mom.
yeah. I love that.
Taking this job very seriously,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what Teri was saying. There's that.
Hmm. Yeah. She's like a jungle cat. I mean, that's her jungle, Don't even think about coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Nice.
little bit of her breed too. That Maine Coon has a little bit of there's a little bit of wildness in there or something.
Yeah.
I've never
My
had a coon, but
my cat looks like a Maine Coon, but she's tiny.
oh
Or
yeah.
he's tiny. And but he's like that. He's a jungle cat. Totally. He loves going outside and
Mm-hmm.
climbing on top of the fence. He rides, I mean, it must be what, 3/4 of an inch thick. He's walking on it.
Oh, they love that.
Oh, yeah.
Sure-footed they are.
Yeah. Loves doing that stuff. All right. Well, thank you, Book Bewitched. I hope you get some help with Zelda Moon. Let us know if that works out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she settles down a little.
Yeah. Annie Bear, I did not see your question. If you put it in, please put it in again. And
I would like Zelda Moon if I knew her personally, I think, because her personality is a lot, and I like it. I like animals that show a lot of personality.
I do too. Yeah. Both my animals are special. I like to say, especially Tyler. Everybody's heard Tyler that's been on
Yeah,
my channel.
minor characters, everyone. I always say, well, of course you're a character because you had to fit into the family, so they are all quite characters.
Right. Yeah. And it does help to talk to him, because I think I guess for years I thought that they heard me with mental telepathy, and they do somewhat, but they really appreciate that verbal.
Yep.
I think the vibration of the words,
Right.
it's just
Well, just
soothing.
too, and it's that all of a sudden, all your attention is where it's on them, and that's what you're doing. Well, we need to sit down and talk, and so we're just talking about you, and they really like that. Number one, the attention, but they'll pay attention, and like I say, they want to please you. Um, that unconditional love thing. They want to live up to your expectations of them. So sometimes they're just confused about it, and it helps a lot. And I have to remind myself of that sometimes. Oh, I've been doing this for so long. My little cat Pippa, no, not Pippa, Pumpkin. Since we moved here, she didn't like the move or anything, and so she tends to just stay in the back bedroom all the time. She loves Alaska, the shepherd, and that's her best friend of the. So she don't really like the other cats. She loves the big dog, and to the point of where she goes up, nuzzles always. Alaska wants Alaska to wash her and clean her and all that. But she just stay in the back room all the time. So finally, just a couple of months ago, I finally just sat down and talked to her about that and said, you don't have to stay back there by yourself all the time. Why can't you can come in like to the living room with all of us, and I know you like the dog, and the dog likes to spend time with me, so you don't always have to isolate. The very next day, she came into the living room and she hasn't left since. She hasn't
Oh,
gone back, and she did that for 3 years. Just stayed off to herself all the time. Now she's just always in here. She's always right next to me, too. She doesn't particularly like a lot of handling, but
yeah.
she tolerates it now a lot more. And just the fact that ever since I had that talk, she moved into the living room just like I was talking about, and she never turned back. Never. It was almost like I gave her permission all of a sudden or something. And I thought, well, I should have said this a long time ago. But it does make a difference. I had to talk to Meriwether. Now I'm going to talk to her about, please don't tear up all the paper towels, but about bringing snakes in, and I had to just, okay, I got to sit down and just talk to her. And then she was a little like, I'm an awful good snake catcher. So after we talked, she did bring one more in. And then I said, no, you're a good catcher. I get it. But I don't want them in the house. And then since then, she hasn't brought any more. And she brought in like 20.
Oh my gosh, she's really good.
Oh, she's a magnificent snake catcher.
She has a talent.
And I guess she never saw snakes. Thank goodness she didn't catch snakes in California, because it would probably been rattlesnakes. And she would, all of a sudden, there'd be one in here with me. I go, what? And I'm not as afraid of snakes as some people, but I don't want them here in the house. Like all of a sudden, no. No, they weren't dead, Miss Charlotte. They were all alive. She didn't kill them. She just brought them in to show me. Usually they'd
Yeah.
be in the kitchen, and she'd be sitting about next to them going, look, Dad, look what I found. I'm going, no. And she'd do it day after day after day, but I had to finally have the talk.
Ugh. Yeah. Zeppelin does that. Well, he leaves them all over the backyard. So,
Snakes?
no, not snakes, bunny rabbits, mice, whatever he can find anywhere. I mean, little bunny rabbits, which is sad.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
my cat, and Meriwether's a mighty huntress, because she'll want to catch birds and stuff too, but she don't usually kill them.
Yeah.
Bring them to me, and then because there's been a few birds she's brought in, then all of a sudden they're flying all in the house, and I got to try to catch them, get them out. Stop bringing things in, kill it, but just don't bring it into me, because they always want to show you, their mighty hunting prowess.
Yeah. Yeah.
She'd be
Miss
so
May,
proud of the snake. Look how proud. I'm going, no.
I think my daughter had um, dwarf hamsters, Chinese dwarf hamsters. They were that big. They were teeny
How,
tiny things.
how
And
cute.
well, she had to separate them because they got a little vicious with each other. So one of them was in this little cloth travel case, hot pink, of course, and in the closet. and I accidentally left the door open, and we had the sweetest dog back then. He loved everybody. He was everybody's best friend, always smiling. He went in and set her free. And I think when he was doing that, trying to open up the thing, she must have had a heart attack because she didn't. I mean, I can only imagine a dog so big and that little tiny thing. And then we came in and she was just wet. Like he had just tried to bring her back to life, and he was so worried. And I was like, "Oh, honey." It was so sad.
Oh,
The poor baby.
yeah. That's like
But
Alaska. She loves everybody, and like a little baby possum was in the yard, and she went over and took care of it, and like she's always sweet to everything. She wants everything to like her, the big
yeah.
dog. Now
Yeah.
the cup would go, get out of the yard. I don't want you in here. But Alaska's going, oh look, it's a baby. You know,
That is so funny.
so entertaining. What would I do without them constantly
They are beautiful.
doing plays and acting out for me, showing me stuffs? You know,
Yeah. Okay, joyful journey. What does my cat Scout need from me? Um,
Scout.
and she followed that up. Let me find it. He is very thin. He is very picky about what he eats. I am always trying new food, treats, etc.
What was his name again?
I was just looking for that Scout.
Oh,
It's
Scout.
cat, Scout.
Scout.
Cat. She has like dog energy though.
Scout. He don't really. I feel like he likes to be thin. He's not like a huge like eater in that he that isn't he likes the way he is, he says. It's like I like being svelte or something like that. He don't really he kind of thinks he's great the way he is. So in that way, I don't think it's like an illness or something that makes him thin or anything. It's more like his choice or the way he likes to be. And there are picky cats, and also cats that don't eat a ton. There are a lot. One of mine, I'm always going, could you eat a little more? And she just won't. And she stays thin and everything. And then I have one that can never get enough food, wants to eat every second. So, but a lot of times that's their own choice. I do get that's his choice in this this case. Um,
She says that's a relief.
yeah.
Yeah.
He likes some of the stuff you give him better than others. I'm trying to see, what do you like the most? Well, he likes the stuff you give him by hand, but that makes me think that's a treat or something. Or maybe a bite of something you're eating, like, a piece of turkey or something like that. So he likes that. He eats his. Does he have kibble presented up, laid out for him all the time? Because he should always have like some kibble available. Because he'll like to eat like when you're asleep or something. They'll eat during the night. Like he does love to be hand fed. Yeah, that's what he showed me first, was you feeding him by hand. And he likes that. But he's not really hungry, or he feels good actually. What do you think, Teri?
I do. I feel like I get this courage card, and look at that little cat. He's kind of displaying that he likes to be in his fighting weight. Like he's ready for anything, you know. Which you were talking about, Mark, that he's just, you know, he likes to be thin. Um, he's talking about it takes all kinds, but also diversity. So something about greens. So I don't know if that's catnip or what that is. That Scout's talking about, and he likes the smell. So I think that is something that smells. I don't know what a thing for, and that's also the scent of a plant. So I don't know what else besides catnip for cats.
Well, they like grass. They like to just eat grass sometimes. And if they have a little belly ache or something doesn't agree with them, like I noticed you saying sometimes maybe his kibble doesn't agree with them.
Oh,
Oh,
he goes
he goes
crazy for
crazy
greenies.
for greenies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably the green stuff you're getting. But also sometimes they'll just like a little. I was talking to you about Pumpkin earlier. And she doesn't like to go outside. Some of my cats do, but she doesn't. She's the only one that won't go. But she likes for me to pick her a handful of grass and bring it in, and then she'll eat the whole thing up.
Mm.
So sometimes they like that. He likes stuff that has a taste. So if it's sometimes the super duper healthy stuff, they'll tell you that's so healthy, um, isn't very flavorful. So he might not like some of that. Because I a lot of times try to get my pets to eat like, science diet or something. They hate it. Uh,
Yeah.
they won't eat any of that. This is the best thing for your pet that the vets sell you. They all go, well, you can eat it. I hate it. Um, so I usually don't have much success with any of those. Um, mine like just your basic old like Friskies or Friskies. Like they love that
Yeah.
one, the little center, the meaty center, and they eat a lot of good kibble. They also get wet food. My cats do every night, but you know they all have their own way of eating. I feel like this is the way he eats. He feels okay. He's there really for you. He loves the relationship he has going on. This is like the two of you snugly bugged up, and he loves that. He's yeah. He loves any time, like you said, the greenies or the treats. He loves any of that. That's all fun because it involves you. So anytime he can be involved with you, he's happy. You know, so he's a pretty happy cat. You said, what do I need to do for him? I don't feel like there's much lacking. Do you, Terry? I feel like he pretty much has everything.
Yeah, I feel like he's getting everything he wants. Um, yeah, somebody brought up sardines, and I know um, my dog and my cat both love sardines and anchovies, and getting some of that oil in.
Yeah.
So, but they don't like a lot of it, like just a wee bit,
Yeah.
and they're happy, and it has to be fresh.
Yeah.
So they,
As far as like people, my dogs love people food. The
yeah,
cats a little, but what I found, which they really love, which who knew, is pork.
really,
Like if I get pulled pork,
yeah,
not with sauce on it or nothing, but just plain pork.
yeah.
Oh, they would just eat that forever. All four of them just think it's the best of anything.
I love that. He is hot and cold on sardines and tuna.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. My
yeah.
cats aren't big fish eaters either. They like chicken, turkey.
Oh, they prefer chicken to add anything.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
mine do too.
yeah. I keep seeing baby food too. I don't know if that would be like the chicken or something. Baby food.
Or they have those new squeeze things where it comes out. It looks kind of like baby food, but it'll be chicken or salmon or something. They're called something. But my cat Halo loves those. He will just take you down for one of those. but they're all
Oh,
tube and you squeeze them out and it's wet and it's
I'm
mushy.
gonna I'm gonna look for that. My mom, God, she loved anchovy paste. There was always a
Yeah.
tube of anchovy paste in our kitchen.
Yeah, this is kind of pasty. Yeah, one of them is called churu, like MLR says, but there's different names. You'll see them. They come in like a pack of 4 or 5, and you squeeze them out. But Halo loves them. It's his favorite thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Charlotte says her cat couldn't eat any brand unless they were homemade. Yeah. Otherwise she was sick. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he
My
just
cats
mentioned,
eat the human ones.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Not too much human food, Sharon Donnelly says. Yeah.
Well, mine just get little bites and stuff. Uh, but they're carnivores, so
Yeah.
they're used to eating meat. That's why they
Yeah.
eat mice and things. So I've had clients before, they go, well, my dog is on a strictly vegetarian diet. And I'll go, well, I'd like to remind you that it's a carnivore. So uh, actually, they would eat no vegetables in the wild. They would, except maybe grass. So I'm always like, well, I don't know about, I understand why you might like to be a vegetarian. But even with that, humans are omnivores. They're not strictly carnivorous.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit worried, like when you go, oh no, my dogs just eat, my diet. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. My dogs will eat or my dog will eat a little bit of banana, a little bit of sweet potato. But he loves meat
Yeah,
too.
well, my dogs love sweet potatoes too.
I
Like
love sweet potatoes.
sweet potato treats that they'll have like a sweet potato, and then it has a chicken wrapped around it. Oh, they love those.
Oh, that sounds good. I would like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Annie Bear's given her message up for Liz and Awini. Um, oh no, it's Awini, new sweet affectionate rescue Kayla. Is suddenly snapping at my other dog and anyone who gets near me. What is going on? And this is for Liz and Awe. Oh, Liz and Awe. And then she says, my sweet new affectionate rescue Kayla. Dog is suddenly snapping at my other dog. And how old is your new dog, Kayla?
I don't understand that first part of the sentence. Liz and A1E, new sweet affectionate rescue. What's that mean?
Oh, it's her name is Liz and Awe, and then comma my new sweet affectionate rescue, Kayla. It's
Okay.
just Annie was typing it in real quick for Liz.
Oh, I get it. So it's not Annie's question, it's Liz.
No,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this dog Kayla
It's
said
giving up her space.
that the other dog, and anyone gets near me, what's going on? Okay. So Kayla. Gotcha.
Oh, she said she was abandoned in the jungle and had puppies there 3 years. Wow. She's 3 years old.
Abandoned in the jungle.
Wow. Liz lives in Cozumel.
Oh. Poor puppy. No, you didn't make it confusing, Annie Bear. My brain is literal, so like I'll go, what?
I was doing that too, though. I was like, Awani.
What is that? What's
Awani.
that? I know. Then I'm going, and I know Annie. I'm going, wait, Annie, is this your dog? So I'm like all confused about that.
That Rosie.
Normal way of being, though. I'll get like, what?
God, these are jumping.
Oh yeah, lickables. Well, I feel like she's mostly trying to find her place in the family. and figure out how she fits in there. Um, she's feeling a little overwhelmed, not quite settled. Um, feeling a little bit like she has to defend herself a little bit, that kind of thing. So she's just not quite settled in, I don't think. Oh, here's some more Liz is saying.
Yeah. My other dog is 16 and deaf. They play together, but now she snaps when Zoe passes, sleeps near her, or eats near her. She is a really sweet dog. The snapping is new.
No, I don't think the snapping is aggressive. It feels like um, trying to, it's more of a communication, and it might be a little over the top because of Zoe's deafness and stuff and age. So they're just working out communication, I think. I don't think she's actually mad at Zoe or anything. It feels more like, watch out, you're going to step on me or something like that. It's more like in that area a little bit and figuring stuff out. She's also really looking at trying to figure out what her place is in the family. Um, she's mostly focused on you. So she wants to make sure everybody knows she's there for to stay. So it's about trying to fit in, I think, and to be comfortable with it. And to build a relationship with your other dog. The other dog is trying to pass the baton.
Yeah. I feel like that's part of her contract in this lifetime is to come in and help her with the transformation.
Right. And like she'll step in there kind of. It's all on track the way it's supposed to be. I don't really think even the little snapping, it's more like dog communication, but it's not super, it's not negative or anything. She might be a little dramatic about it to get the point across, but that's partly because too, the other dog's a little bit older, and I don't know, I feel like she needs to emphasize. The newer dog does it for emphasis, but she's there as the new one. So receive, accept the gift. So she's trying to make her place and ease into it, and she's not really looking to be a threatening presence to the other dog. So that's why I think even with the snapping, it's not really I don't like you. It's more of a communication, because I think she does like the other dog. Yeah, she does. So it's about communication, I think, and taking up the baton, kind of. So they're passing information. Zoe's telling her stuff about what you like and what you need and that kind of thing. She's kind of passing along stuff to her.
Yeah. She can be quite aggressive and scary, but she survived in the jungle. Could not have been easy.
Yeah.
Had pups and only one survived. Oh, bless her.
Oh, she can be quite aggressive and scary. Okay.
Yeah. Feral.
I still get the feeling, though, that she likes that older dog.
I do too. I feel like she's teaching her up because she's talking about like the teeter-totter of their placement in the family, and that she's going to be on top. She's going to be the leader here in this group, and she's teaching her up. Basically, she's just trying to help her with where she's headed. But just like a mom would with a baby, and part of that might be a little bit of trauma involved from her babies all dying, but that's probably why she's being so ferocious about it. You know, having her babies die and making sure that everything's okay.
Yeah, but I also think it might not look exactly like that, but Zoe is trying to teach her balance, and you need to take it down a little or something. So it's like there's this testing going on a little bit. Um, but it's kind of between them. But I still feel like Zoe's learning how to, she has this wildcat energy because look, she lived in the jungle just like this
Mhm.
guy here. So of course I'd pull the jungle cat card. In my cat deck, there's only one in this huge gigantic deck, and so she has that instinct a little bit because she had to. She had to be tough up there, like you've already mentioned. Um, but I think Zoe's trying to show her, well, you don't need to be all that here. You're in the house. So I get this tolerance sitting with it. So, this is making me think we're trying to learn. It's like going on between them. We're learning it, but it's a little, and I got cats out here for some reason. I know we're talking about dogs, but these cat cards wanted to come out because it's about that. I'm showing you we're both teaching each other, but see how she's kind of on. I'm putting a lid on it, or I'm showing you to put a lid on it a little bit. She is trying to teach that newer dog uh, ways that work better in this household. It's like this is the way it works here because I know because I've been here. So like you were saying, she's trying to pass along the things that suit you and stuff like that. It still feels like a teaching experience. I know it can be scary to look at them. I'm just wondering how
She's
dangerous.
asking, do I punish or redirect her when she does that? She loves to play with my cat, but my cat holds her own.
Well, a good sharp no is always a great way to discourage behavior. Uh, and like we talked about with the other reading, the old sitting down and talking to them always helps. I know until you do it, there's a lot of doubt about that. And you go, well, how could that work? But if you try it, you might notice the big difference. Um, to let um, the newer cat know that that's going too far, and that you don't like it, that makes you nervous and you don't care for it.
Yeah. She says, or let them work it out.
They are working it out already. Um, but it's okay to say no. No, I don't, that's not good. No. Uh, you know, no, I don't like that. And then you don't want to go on and on about it. It's just like a no. And then you go on to other things. But they understand the word no. Uh, but you don't want to, if you go on about it too much, they get confused and they begin to think you want them to do it rather than you don't want to do it. So you
Oh,
don't really want to put a lot of focus on what you don't want. You want to put your focus on what you do want. Look
yeah.
at what you want, not what you don't want. Because the more your mind and mental energy goes towards what you don't want, you just recreate that repeating. That's what happens. What you think about is what you create. And that's the same thing with this. So you want to, as much as possible, focus on in what's good. But still, so they know the difference, a no is good. No.
Yeah.
My dogs, I was out there picking up poop yesterday in the yard. All of a sudden I go, where's the dogs? They're not with me. Then they're out on the street running up down the street, which they've been here for 3 years. They never got out. Now all of a sudden they figured out a way. So luckily I called them and they both came and they came in through their escape route so I could see where it was. Ha ha ha. And I said no, and they immediately knew. They were like, "Oh, you don't like that." And plus, they already know I don't want them out in the street without me. They know that already. But
Yeah.
it was like, "Oh, this presented itself, so we got to take it. But then after that, I don't go on and on about it. I did go and they watched me put something up against the spot and everything. They told me like, fix it. I saw their faces about that. But then we go on with the rest of the day. I don't just keep on and on about it, you know. So
Yeah, that makes sense. That's good. Liz says, thank you so much. Want a peaceful home for all three.
you do. And tell her
Yeah.
how important that is to you. Can't stress enough how much they want to live up to your expectations. She's aware you saved her and rescued her, him, and wants to fit in. So just remind them of that. That really helps.
Oh, just saying thank you to Annie Bear too for giving her space.
Yep. No
Well,
problem.
guys, sorry we didn't get to more.
I know we did a lot of talking today, but we probably needed to.
Yeah, we needed to, and somebody needed to hear it, or we think so.
Yep.
So, all right, everybody. Well, have a great day, and you'll be on tomorrow with Debbie Freebird.
Tomorrow is
animal.
Monday. Yep, I will be. So I'm doing Freebird at 2, and then I'm doing Christmas Magic with Priscilla and Deanne at 8.
Nice.
And then I'm probably not going to do anything else until after Christmas.
Yeah.
Because I already realized I maybe accepted too many things.
Double dip.
Yes, I might need to take a little step back and just kind of, enjoy the holiday.
I do that. Yeah.
A couple more things coming, then I'm going to ease back until after Christmas,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think Debbie and I will be doing readings on Christmas Day, which is on Monday, and stuff. I'm not going to do it. She's going to be here anyway. She's going to visit her daughter and grandkids.
Oh, okay. Good. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you soon.
Yep. Love you guys. Thanks for bringing in the questions.
Lots of love. Namaste.